Did you do anything to the discovery that Miracle took? Like if it was modified in any way, would you have modified it or altered it in any way?
Would I have altered what she took?
Yeah.
I couldn't have. It was in my
I
office.
guess before she got a chance to look at it, you didn't alter it or take pieces out of it or anything like that.
No.
You wouldn't have redacted the names of people in the discovery.
It was a drive that was there that I had planned to sit down with her.
So you didn't redact any names from the discovery.
I didn't have an opportunity.
So you didn't redact any dates of birth either.
I didn't have an opportunity.
You didn't redact any addresses.
I didn't have an opportunity.
You didn't redact any electronically identifiable information.
I didn't have an opportunity.
And you understand that the Morton Act requires that before you provide somebody access to review the discovery, you redact a whole long list of information before you let them see it.
And the plan was...
Hang on, are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
And you didn't do that in this case. You instead just handed it to Miracle Higgins to review.
I didn't hand it to Miracle Higgins.
How'd you get it?
She appeared at my office. I was supposed to sit down with her and go over some stuff. I wasn't there. She sat down and went over it herself.
You understand that's not only slightly different from what you testified to before, but even if that's the case, you are responsible as the attorney for any actions taken by your staff.
Yes.
And your contention now is that anything that was done relating to providing discovery to Miracle Higgins was an act of your staff. And I need to know, because if this court is going to pursue any inquiry into what happened, because I'm extremely bothered by this disclosure of discovery, particularly given the nature of this case, I need to direct that inquiry to your staff. She is the person that bears responsibility in your mind. Is that correct?
She was there at the office, and Miracle Higgins came in there, and she was being provided a computer to review it in her presence, and Miss Higgins used her own computer.
Hang on. She was provided information that was not redacted in compliance with the statute. After your testimony was that she called you and wanted to review discovery and you said she could come and see it. Is that accurate or inaccurate?
Accurate.
And you didn't take any steps to redact information before it was provided to Miss Higgins?
Didn't have an opportunity. I was sick.
And you didn't tell your staff not to provide her unredacted information?
I don't recall.
Can you put on the record for us the name of the individual who provided her the unredacted information so we know where to direct any future inquiry on this issue?
I believe my assistant, Samantha Vega.
And she is the one you're saying is responsible for any consequence that comes from the disclosure of that information because she didn't make the redactions on her own. Is that what you're saying? It's a yes or no, Mr. Platten? Yes or no, Mr. Platten?
Your Honor, Samantha Vega's been in my office.
Mr. Platten, yes or no? Is she the one that is responsible?
No.
Who's responsible for that?
Ultimately, I guess that would be me.
And you were aware that that discovery, as you said, was extensive, and it had names, dates of birth, electronic identifying numbers, social security numbers, addresses for at least 3 or more people in it. You're aware of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it was transferred to Miracle Higgins in violation of a state statute prohibiting that transfer. Is that correct? Is that correct?
I was supposed to view it with her.
Okay, but we have in defense exhibits, or defendants 2, your comment that ultimately you gave the drive back to her. So you transferred it back to her at that point knowing what was on it, didn't you? And then you came into court in January and in front of all of us in this courtroom, transferred it to her again. Is that correct?
Yes.
And all that occurred right here in Smith County, Texas.
I was ordered to give her certain information by the court.
Nobody ordered you to provide her discovery?
No.
Okay. And your testimony was that after you found out that she had a copy of the discovery, that's the first time you discussed with her this whole she's going to be an expert witness thing. Is that right?
It was slightly before I had informed.
Mr. Platten, let me help you out here. You testified repeatedly that it was she obtained the discovery. You said, I'm going to try to help you out because she has something she shouldn't have. What did you mean by that? Did you believe that she had information she, by law, shouldn't have, and you needed to find a way to help cover that up and help her out? Because that was your testimony.
I wasn't trying to cover anything up. I was trying to use her as a consultant to where what she had wouldn't be in some form of being illegal.
Right, you knew it was illegal for her to have it, and you were trying to patch it up after the fact. You're just saying it in prettier words. You didn't notify the court of this discovery violation. You didn't notify the state of this discovery violation. Is that accurate? Is that accurate?
I was working with Ms. Higgins with the discovery.
Any additional questions from Mr. Platten from either side?
Not mistaken.
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Platten.